Here we go, let's continue. Last time, we left off on the Wily stages. So, let's continue the Wily stages. That's all I have to say. Let's start off with my favorite. Here we go. There's not much I can say about this level other than it's a great reference. You won't understand what I mean by that until we reach the part with the references themselves. It's like one of the few stages, or Wily stages, I actually liked. Some sections like this one, yeah, they're a bit annoying, but like, there's not much you can do. Like, sometimes certain sections are bad. Also, that's a reference. Things I love about this stage is the amount of references. Now, here, you can already tell what's going to happen next. Welcome to the Met Factory, boys. Here's one of the examples why you need Met some more health. I am literally destroying all these guys. And because I hate platforming, I'll just fail at everything. You can shoot while on those, which is important to know, because if you don't know that, then everything goes wrong from there. Here's an extra life, which I can't get because it's behind a lock. You'll figure out what those locks are for in a moment. The level 3 charge shot comes into play way more than you might think, especially that extra hitbox. Extra size in the hitbox is amazing. Do not underestimate it. Especially the damage. And here's one of those sections where rescuing the Robot Masters actually matters. Here we run through here, get pushed off by Honey Woman for some reason, and then get hit by a Met. Okay, so the gist of this section is that Honey Woman slows down your fall so you can move more precisely and land on these small platforms. Touch the spikes and you die. You could also be like me and be garbage at video games. Hang on a second. Alright, just wanted to make sure. Alright. Here, timing and hitting on those Mets is extremely important. Here, you just hold right to win. Here I don't recommend going after those in any way, shape, or form. The spikes are way too dangerous. You can also shoot while on it, which is important. And this is what happens. The lock opens, and it's open for the entire duration of the castle. There's going to be more locks like this in the future, and they're all going to be open now that I've opened it here. Here what you'd normally do is use Charged Laser to power this and then run ahead, but I already have max tank, so I don't need it. Which is good, because I don't like rushing. Here you want to shoot those guys before they shoot you. They do try to pull a trick shot on you though. Here if you're too slow, it falls in the pit, and if you're too fast, it falls in the pit. An amazing example of the bubbles effect being used for a reason. You can see the bubbles popping up when there's a net. You just fire away and you're dead. Here, the purple helmet signifies that it's a rotation met. Rotate. Here's one of my least favorite segments of the stage. That part is way, way more inconsistent than anything in this entire game. Least favorite section of the stage, by far, unless you include the boss. Which, spoiler alert, I absolutely despise. I hate the boss, just like, when it comes to everything about it. Like, the only thing I like about the boss is its design, and that's it. The fight itself... No, not even the design. I don't like the design. I like the idea of the boss. The design is weird. The fight itself is weird. It feels weird to fight. Ooh, that section is way more difficult than this part. Here you don't want to get crushed. That met is bait. Also here is a secret item. It's an extra life. As always, I'm not going to be positive with the Wily stages. I don't know why I say as always. I don't know how many of these I've done so far, but yeah. Wily stages in these not these Mega Man games, in Mega Man games as a whole, they're not that good. And here we reach the part I dread the most about this stage. The boss. This guy, his hitbox is garbage. I hate him. His attacks are so janky. And hard to dodge. His weakness? It's my least favorite weapon in the game. And it's hard to aim too, so even better. So you see the problem with not being able to control the direction it's launching in? All you can do is pray that when you bump into it, it bumps into the right direction. Because if you bump too far down, it goes up. If you bump too far from the side, it goes out left. If you try to bump it left, sometimes it goes diagonal. Sometimes you try to bump it left, it goes upwards. And I hate the soul trap for that reason. That's annoying. Because the boss itself is also hard to hit. You can only hit the top of its shell. And if you try to hit it under the shell, you deal no damage. Because isn't that fair? Also, sometimes it can do extremely annoying stuff like betray you. Pretend like it's actually like you didn't get the hit when you obviously did. This is the part where I start using E-tanks, because this fight is just absolute torture. This is one of the only fights in the game where I can safely say I despise it with every fiber of my being, and I have zero positives to say about it. It feels uncomfortable to fight, it is uncomfortable to fight. The ways you hit it are uncomfortable. It's always invincible when you don't want him to be. It shoots a lot of projectiles at you. It's just everything I dislike about Mega Man bosses is portrayed in this one boss. And I might have been able to do it without that, but who knows? And finally, the worst boss in this game is dead, and I can be free to actually have fun again. Maybe. Here, it's completely required that you play through both paths, which I like, until later. I like it right now since both stages are pretty cool. This stage has some of the best music. This game as a whole has great music, but this stage is just so fast, it's so smooth to platform through. The music fits with the high-paced gameplay. It's amazing. The music fits the gameplay, and that's one of the best things about it. The platforming is great, the enemies are great. I love this stage. Sure, this Sniper Joe's a pace breaker, but what are you gonna do about it? Also, I'm like 99% sure you can hit those Joes underneath their shield, but too bad at video games to do it. Also, this hover jump comes into handy a lot in this stage. Here's where those locks come in. Here's a health power-up that I don't need. Great. Here those electric sparks work exactly the same as in Reactor Man stage, where they're pretty annoying. Here's another section where the hover jump comes in handy a lot. The extra floatiness of your jump makes it way easier to hit these guys. Also, for some reason, I'm missing a lot of blast missile ammo. But what am I gonna do about it? Those guys are slightly harder to hit, but what am I gonna do about it? Hover jump comes in handy here, and this is a section where hover jump is so amazingly helpful. If you're scared of platforming, hover jump. Just hover jump. Hover jump. If you're bad at platforming, you can also die. It's not the preferred option, but you can still do it. Don't worry, they provide options for everyone. Die or die. So I love the design of the characters in this game. Here you have to shoot these light bulbs to activate these platforms. It gets more complicated than it looks. You can also die. I was not expecting this stage to be the difficult stage of the two of them, but also those sparks always target the tellies first and then you, so yeah. It's a bit annoying since they just charge up the tellies when you can't hit them, but if you destroy them quickly, because they only take one shot, they're not too bad if you got the precision. Count bombs can mess you up if you have to hover jump, but not if you're decent at timing. This section though, love it. It's so smooth, except for the part where you get hit because you're bad at video games like me. I love it, but it's so frustrating sometimes. I have no idea what's wrong with me right now. I lost, like, a lot of lives for no reason. I should not be this dying. I should be dying this much in this stage. It's super easy. Or not super easy, but like, it's not incredibly difficult compared to some of the future stages. This is what happens when you take a break. Also, you don't always have to use the hover jump, it's optional. You just tap jump again, then you do a normal jump. So don't worry about the hover jump getting in your way. Let's see if I die again. It's a charm. Third time is charm? Maybe? Go up. Here's more hover jump sections. Dagger Man. Here we go. This section requires that you plan out where you're gonna land and when to do it. See, this section is an example of that, since you have to time it well so that you don't fall into the spike pit. If you do good enough, you can get an extra life here. You can do this, and you can reach this, and make it through. This stage is super fun, fast-paced, and amazing. Now there, the solution is to not be dumb. A problem I have with my daily life. Section is super fun though. A bit difficult your first time through, and your second time through, maybe your third time through too. I'm not helping my case. Fun. Here you want to time it so you hit the bulb while you're jumping through there. These tellies do get in the way though. Like that. Here you could risk your life for some weapon energy, which I did, and as you can tell, failed. Here, for some reason, they just have the moles of all enemies. And you can sometimes jump through there if you're good at video games, unlike me. Tellies can sometimes be annoying, but that's just tellies. You can bait a spark if you know what's gonna happen. Here you gotta go fast because the plasma is rising. Let's see how many lives I have left. 2. Okay, all 9 lives I had stored up until now, gone. You know why? Because this stage isn't that hard. I'm not very good at demonstrating that, but it is not that hard. Just trust me, okay? Please. I'm just not a good example. Especially if you have to hover jump. It's even easier. Here, we try not to get baited by that. You gotta move fast here because it's still rising. Once you reach the boss, you can, like, very quickly. But only if you're fast. And I don't know. If you can get in, you could use his weakness, the Desert Storm inside him, or almost your entire charged laser ammo. Instantly kills him from the inside. Normally, the Buster does double damage from inside, the Doomstorm does extra damage, a lot of extra damage, and the charged laser instantly kills them. Charge laser from outside, though, it instantly activates the bolt, but you can just activate it by shooting it, so what's the point? Here I'm gonna save, since next episode... it's gonna be a long one.